What should seniors be doing for exercise? A comparison. Walking, yoga, light weights. Have you ever asked yourself, what should I be doing to stay healthy and safe at my age? Some say walk, others swear by yoga, and a few go straight to lifting weights. But which one is right for you? It sounds like a simple question, yet it's one that leaves many people over 60 feeling confused. One of my patients, Martha, 67, tried joining a morning workout group at the park. A few days later, she was stuck in bed with back pain. Another patient, Gary, 70, followed his grandson's advice and started lifting light weights at the gym, only to end up with a dizzy spell from low blood pressure. These stories aren't rare, because when you exercise the wrong way, meaning not suitable for your age, it can lead to fatigue, joint pain, or even heart strain. But the opposite is also true. If you choose the right kind of movement, just 15 minutes a day can make a world of difference physically and mentally. I know you want to stay strong but also safe. So today, let's compare the 3 most popular options for people over 60: walking, gentle yoga, and lightweight training. Which one's best? And do you really have to pick just one, or can you combine them? If you or a loved one are feeling stuck about what kind of exercise to do, stay with me until the end of this episode. And don't forget to follow Wellness Unfolds for weekly health advice based on real-life stories I see every day in my clinic. Why proper exercise matters for older adults. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and go to make your usual cup of coffee, but your knees ache. Your back feels stiff, and you have to lean on the table just to take your first steps. For many people over 60, that's not just a thought, it's reality. After 60, we start to lose muscle mass. Bone density decreases, and joints lose their flexibility. It doesn't just make you weaker, it makes everyday movements harder. Bending down, climbing stairs, or walking to the mailbox can feel like big tasks. But here's the good news. The right kind of movement, nothing extreme, can actually help slow or even reverse some of those changes. Did you know proper exercise at this age can strengthen your bones and reduce the risk of fractures and osteoporosis? It's also one of the best natural remedies for preventing diabetes, managing blood pressure, and boosting memory. Multiple studies show that light daily activity improves blood flow to the brain, which helps with memory and focus, 2 things that often decline after 60. But for me, the most important reason I encourage older patients to move isn't about abs or a slimmer waistline. It's about maintaining freedom and independence in daily life. Being able to go shopping, dress yourself, water your plants without needing help. That kind of freedom is priceless. One of my patients, Charles, 73, once told me, "I don't want to be a burden to my kids. As long as I can get out of bed on my own, I feel like I'm still truly alive." And thanks to just 15 minutes of daily light movement, he still drives himself to the park every morning. Have you ever felt that way, wanting to keep your ability to care for yourself? If so, remember, moving your body isn't just a physical act, it's a way of preserving your dignity and freedom. Walking. Easy to start, but is it enough? We've all heard it. Just walk every day. That's enough. And yes, walking is one of the simplest forms of exercise anyone can do. No gym, no trainer, no fancy equipment. Just a good pair of shoes and a smooth path, and you're ready to go. Walking is especially good for your heart. With a steady pace for 15 to 30 minutes, your cardiovascular system gets stronger, blood circulation improves, and blood pressure stabilizes. For seniors, this can be life-saving, helping prevent strokes, heart failure, and other common issues past age 60. One of my patients, Linda, 68, had mild hypertension. She didn't take meds, but committed to walking around her neighborhood for 20 minutes 5 days a week. After 3 months, her blood pressure normalized. Nothing fancy, just gentle, consistent steps each day. But let's be honest, is walking alone really enough? The answer: not necessarily. Walking doesn't do much to strengthen muscles. It keeps your heart healthy, yes, but it won't make your arms or legs noticeably stronger. Walking also doesn't improve flexibility or stretch the spine, shoulders, or hips, areas that tend to get stiff with age. I've had patients who walk every day but still struggle with shoulder stiffness or back pain when bending down, simply because they don't add any exercises for mobility or strength. Walking is great, but it's not the whole picture. Who should choose walking as their main exercise? If you're starting from zero or you tend to feel tired easily, or have joint pain, walking is the perfect entry point. Gentle, safe, and easy to stick with. Especially if you've been inactive for years or are recovering from illness, walking is a great way to ease your body back into movement. But once walking feels too easy, no longer challenging your body, that may be a sign it's time to add something new, something to help you become more flexible and stronger. Are you walking every day? And does it feel like enough for your body? If not, the next section might get you thinking. Could yoga be a better next step? Gentle yoga. Listening to your body and mind. 5 minutes. Try closing your eyes for a moment and tune into your breath. Are you breathing deeply and slowly, or shallow and fast without realizing? After 60. Many of us live in bodies that have changed, slower, less strong, and minds that are constantly burdened with worries, health, children, finances, loneliness. In the middle of all that, gentle yoga shows up like an invitation. Come home to your body and mind. Unlike strength training or plain walking, yoga isn't just movement. It's a practice of syncing breath, motion, and awareness. As you stretch, focus on your breathing, and you'll notice your body calming from the inside while your mind finds quiet and clarity. One of my patients, Stephen, 70, struggled with insomnia for nearly 2 years after retiring. He tried sleep meds, herbal teas, even lullaby playlists, but it wasn't until he began doing 15 minutes of yoga every afternoon that he started sleeping better. He told me, "I'm not just sleeping deeper. My heart feels lighter too." Gentle yoga, especially the kinds designed for seniors, improves flexibility without stressing the joints. Simple moves like reaching overhead, gentle forward folds, or gentle spinal twists can improve posture and ease neck and shoulder pain. Common issues after 60 due to long sitting and poor alignment. And perhaps even more importantly, balance. Standing poses like tree pose or gentle warrior help you prevent falls, one of the most dangerous risks for older adults. A fall after 65 doesn't just mean bruises, it can lead to hip fractures, hospital stays, or even loss of independence. So who's a great fit for gentle yoga? In my opinion, if you often wake up stiff, feel neck or back tightness, or regularly feel anxious or fatigued without knowing why, yoga may be exactly what your body and mind have been needing. You don't have to bend like a yoga model or memorize Sanskrit pose names. All you need is a mat, a quiet space, and 10 minutes a day to reconnect with yourself. Have you tried yoga before? And if not, what's been holding you back? Because next up, we'll explore an option that's even simpler, easy as play, and surprisingly powerful: light strength training. Light weights. Build muscle. Hold on to youth. Do you know what really causes people to feel weaker after 60? It's not just aging, it's muscle loss. Quietly, gradually, a little more each year. And then one day you notice you need your hands to push off the chair, or carrying a grocery bag leaves your arms aching. The truth is, after 60, we lose about 1 to 2% of muscle mass every year. Without movement, muscle fades. And with that goes strength and the ability to care for yourself. But here's the good news. Lightweight training is one of the best ways to slow down, even reverse this process. I'm not talking about lifting like an athlete. I mean simple movements using 1 4-pound dumbbells, resistance bands, or just your body weight. Just lifting gently and consistently each day is your way of telling your body, I still need these muscles, keep them strong. I once guided Ruth, 68, who lives alone in Oregon, to start light strength training each morning. She was nervous not about the weight, but because she'd heard weights could tear tendons. But after 3 weeks, she called me beaming, "Doctor, I carried a full pot of soup today. No shaky hands at all. No heavy lifting. No long workouts. Just consistency and proper form." Light weights don't just rebuild muscle, they also increase bone density, especially in the hips and spine, 2 areas most prone to fractures and osteoporosis with age. Research shows that seniors over 65 who lift light weights 2 to 3 times a week have up to 30 to 40% lower fracture risk than those who don't. That's not just a number, that's your freedom in every step you take. But unlike walking or yoga, weight training requires proper warm-up and form. Don't jump in if you have shoulder, wrist, or joint issues, or if you've never exercised before. Poor form can lead to strained tendonitis or even drops in blood pressure if you stand or sit too quickly. So who should try light weights? Those who already have a basic level of mobility want to build strength. improve flexibility, and actively prevent bone loss. Light weights aren't for everyone, but if you're ready to level up, it's a powerful way to protect your youth from the inside out. I still remember my friend Larry, 74, who said, "When I pick up a dumbbell, I don't feel old. I feel like I'm still fighting." And he was right. Because at this age, we don't train to compete. We train to stay strong, free, and independent. Have you ever tried lifting weights? Are you willing to start today with just a 500 ml water bottle in your hand? One small move done right and consistently, and your body will thank you for it. Let me introduce you to someone not through photos, but through her story. Her name is Martha, 70 years old, living in a small town near Seattle. A calm, nature-loving woman who's been waking up early for years to take her daily walks. Every morning, she strolls around her neighborhood for 30 minutes listening to soft music. Most people would look at her and think, "That's perfect, more than enough for someone at 70. But then she came to see me. Not because of some major illness, but because of something harder to explain, a quiet sense of getting weaker every day. She said, "I walk regularly, eat carefully, but lately I feel dizzy when I stand and my hands shake when I lift a pot of soup. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong." We talked, and I realized something. She was missing deep movement, the kind that builds muscle, improves balance, and strengthens you from the inside out. Walking is great, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. And at 70, your body needs more than that. I suggested she add 10 minutes of gentle yoga every evening, simple moves like shoulder stretches, side bends, deep breathing, and relaxation. On top of that, 3 times a week, she added lightweight training, just 1 kilo dumbbells with basic exercises, bicep curls, lateral raises, and slow sit-to-stand movements. Each session took less than 25 minutes total. 3 weeks later, she came back. I still remember the light in her eyes. She smiled and said, "I'm sleeping better. My shoulders don't ache on the pillow anymore. And in the morning, I wake up feeling confident." For the first time in years, she could carry 2 full bags of groceries without needing her son's help. Then she said something I'll never forget. "It's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things." That one sentence to me sums up everything older adults need to remember about exercise. It's not about running for hours, not about stretching like a gymnast. It's about understanding what your body needs. Do you need strength, flexibility, fall prevention? Then train for that, and only that. Martha still walks every morning, but no longer sees it as enough. She now blends it beautifully. Walks in the morning, yoga in the evening, and 3 light strength sessions a week. No pain, no exhaustion, but so much more life, and most importantly, the confidence that she's still in control of her body. Do you know someone like Martha? Maybe it's your mom, your neighbor, or maybe it's you. If you only have 20 minutes a day, ask yourself, what does my body need most right now? And if you're unsure where to start, maybe Martha's story is your gentle yet powerful guide. Where should I start? I know after everything we've just talked about, walking, yoga, light weights, you might be wondering, but what about me? Where do I start when I haven't exercised in years? That's a great question, and honestly a brave one, because it comes from a place of wanting to change. And I want you to know this. You don't have to do everything at once. You just need to start with what feels easiest and stick with it. If you're brand new to movement or haven't exercised in a long time, the simplest place to begin is walk for 10 to 15 minutes each morning. No need to go fast, no need to go far. Just stand up, put on your shoes, and step outside. Walk down the street, take deep breaths, and let your body wake up with the morning light. After that, give yourself 5 minutes of light stretching. Raise your arms, lean side to side, circle your wrists and ankles. These tiny moves are key. They help your body feel good after the walk, not sore. If you're already used to moving, congratulations. Now it's time to level up your routine. Try adding 2 gentle yoga sessions per week or 10 minutes of light weights in the afternoon. You don't have to change your entire lifestyle, just add one small piece in the place your body needs it most: muscles, joints, or balance. And most importantly, and I can't stress this enough, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Everyone has a different journey. Some your age may be stronger than you, that doesn't mean you're behind. Some may be weaker, that doesn't mean you're responsible for catching them up. The only thing you need to do is listen to your own body. Some days you'll walk 15 minutes, some days just 5. That's okay as long as you don't give up. Always warm up before you begin and end with something gentle. Don't stop suddenly. Don't force your body to push through pain. Think of movement as a gentle conversation with yourself, not a scolding, not a chore. Just a few minutes each day to reconnect with the one body you'll have for life. So, which step will you take today? A walk around the yard, one stretch with your arms overhead, or maybe just standing tall and taking one deep breath. I believe any of those is a worthy beginning. And if there's one thing I want you to remember, it's this. At this stage in life, you don't need to train like an athlete. You don't need to run marathons. You don't need to do 100 push-ups a day. But you deserve a body that can still carry a bowl of soup, get out of bed without wobbling, and bend down to tie your shoes every single day without help. You deserve to walk on strong legs, reach up for your favorite book, or simply sit and stand with ease. That's not a far-fetched dream. That's fully possible if you train right and train consistently. I want you to see daily movement not just as a way to keep your bones strong or muscles working. It's how you hold on to yourself. Hold on to your freedom. Hold on to the version of you who once loved grocery shopping, cared for family, or drove to the lake to watch the sunset. Exercise won't make you young again, but it will help you keep what matters most, the ability to live on your own terms. You're listening to Wellness Unfolds. I'm Dr. Sam Wells. Hit follow so you won't miss more insights on how to age with strength and independence. I'll see you in the next episode. And until then, may your morning feel as light as your very first breath of the day.